Outer Raven?
Assemble! Dun, 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 dun.
I should. I always forget that I have the YouTube on both. So what's up, guys? So we're gonna be discussing E3, which was actually about 4 or 5 days ago or so. I myself actually went to E3 through one of my work buddies, and so I got to do a bunch of the VIP stuff and whatnot. And it seems like Ross's child went too, yeah. But so we're basically be discussing anything that we liked about it, anything we didn't like, and if there's anyone there, like I guess here you go, I'll throw it to Durson. I'm sure Durson wants to join up. But yeah, so basically discussing anything that we want to talk about from E3 and basically like impressions and whatnot. I guess I'll start off with Steepo. What was your favorite games of E3, Steepo?
Favorite games, I guess God of War, Spider-Man. I forgot.
Did you say Dragon Ball?
No, I'm not really looking forward to that Dragon Ball game.
Oh, Steepo. It's Dragon Ball. But so yeah, we'll give him a Ross a little bit. But yeah, so I guess for me, my favorite ones that were there would be I really like Dragon Ball, obviously. So I just mentioned that. I think it's kind of cool just to see the new aspects of like a 2D or 2.5D fighting game for Dragon Ball. And then Anthem, which was like the game made by BioWare, who makes the Mass Effect games and whatnot. And I think, which it wasn't technically there, but I did get to play it in one of the rooms, which was Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm sure there's a ton of people that really like that game. And
Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have like Kingdom Hearts.
That game was legit. Trying to think of any. There was a ton of games I got to play too that were really fun, which I'm sure I'll remember as we go. Hey, yo, what's up, Pearson?
Yo, what's good?
Yeah. Anything that you liked from E3, Durson?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, man. Been waiting for another 2D Dragon Fighter since fucking Budokai series, man.
Have you ever played any of? I guess we can even start talking about that. Have you ever started playing any of the Arc System Work games like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear?
Okay. I've dabbled in Blaze Blue a little bit, but I've never actually like owned that or Guilty Gear or whatever. So
yeah, they're very, very like, because I know I saw some people, because obviously people that played like the Tenkaichi games and Budokai games and whatnot, and even some of the Xenoverse games, like it's a Dragon Ball game, so they're buying it. But like some people I talked to, they don't understand how crazy this game is and how like crazy in depth it's gonna be. Like Arc System Works is like all their games go to the competitive scene.
Yeah, it's competitive,
and stuff like that. And so this game is gonna for sure.
It's gonna have like a major learning curve for it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And so like that's the one thing though I'm gonna really, really like about it is just the idea that like it's gonna be a lot more in depth and like you're gonna see a skill gap. Because I don't know, did you ever play Xenoverse at all?
You know I play Xenoverse, bruh.
Oh yeah. Wait, didn't you play with us?
I played with you. Okay. I was getting on your. Nah, I'm playing.
But no, yeah. One thing like that's cool about Xenoverse, I feel like it lived more to the Dragon Ball like life, like of the 3D and like the character customizations. But the one downside was, literally people could basically cheese the shit out of you and just spam to win, and there's no real skill to the game.
Yeah.
So that's why like, I myself, and I know Dan, who's not here, which he'll probably join later. Like as soon as I saw the trailer drop, bro, like the early leak, I was hyped. And like after playing the game, for people that like didn't get to play it and whatnot, I can tell you easily this shit's gonna be like up there. It's gonna be fire as fuck.
Esports level.
Oh, no, easily. I talked to like some of the devs, right, and they just said instantly like that. This is gonna be one of their first like true anime games to go to Evo, which is crazy because anime gaming in general, like they've never really gone to fucking Evo at all.
Yeah.
And so this is gonna be like crazy. And like a lot of people like Afro Senju and stuff like that I saw there.
You seen Afro, my nigga?
I know he was playing it with Kubo and stuff like that. and so I'm sure they're pretty like hyped for that game. And my only downside to that game is like depending, because I don't know if you ever played like or try to play like ranked games like fucking Naruto and stuff like that. Like they're so easy, but like man, people are canceling that shit. So I'm hoping that the devs know that like the community that they're probably gonna bring is gonna be very like split between the people that don't play like Dragon Ball games, but they play like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear, and the casuals that play Dragon Ball. So I don't know, it'll be pretty interesting. But I'm super fucking pumped for that game.
Yeah, I'm a filthy casual. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I'm okay. Like the Blaze Blue games, I'm gonna probably start playing it once like a month or two before the game actually releases.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that too, like getting Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue, just to get a feel for the type of system it is.
Yeah, it played very, very similar to Blaze Blue. I can say that easily, which is what really hypes me for it.
Okay, cool.
What other games did you guys see that you really liked?
I can't think of any other games.
I'm interested in the Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh yeah,
but it's like I'm kind of split, cause like I like the fact I like where they are. I like the setting. I like the the protagonist. Cause I'm a black man, so I like Africa and the black protagonist and all that shit. But I'm kind of iffy on the combat system.
What do you
because
mean?
I kind of like the way how it had that kind of like Arkham style where you kind of flow around and counter and all that. Kind of like this, but now like you asked, it's like more like The Witcher, like the kind of fighting style it is.
Yeah, it to me like when I played it, it did feel like you just said like I don't know. I personally think it felt more like the Arkham and stuff like that, but it did like I personally I think they tried to make it more so interactive in the combat because the original like Assassin's Creed games weren't like too crazy. It was more like the counters, like you sat there waiting for your opponent to attack and then you countered them. And so I think this is more of like something that wants people to like get more in depth into it versus just literally going around assassinating people. The one thing that was interesting was which kind of worried me at first was the idea of like being in Egypt and like not really having a whole lot of like room to play with in terms of like running on buildings and shit. But they did pretty well. Like they made like the small little like villages and stuff like that. I'm trying to think. Did you guys see the? I know I listed online, but Anthem.
I'm kind of iffy about that because it looks dope. Like there's nothing like as far as the way it looks, there's nothing wrong with it. But I feel like it looks like a lot of other games. Like, did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel.
Nothing like as far as the way it looks, there's nothing wrong with it.
Someone, John, you're echoing.
I hear myself again.
Yeah, it's John. But yeah, so like one thing about Anthem though, like right before I even played it, I already knew it was gonna be good, just solely from the idea of BioWare, which again makes Mass Effect games and whatnot. The one game that I'm trying to think of what it was called. People might have remembered it from Xbox 360. There was a 2-player co-op game that was an RPG that was like kind of like a sci-fi, but like based in Norse mythology, and like the game like had a lot of reminiscence of that features. And honestly, like the RPG aspect of it was really cool. But like the best part I liked was like the freedom of like not having to be right next to your teammate, because like that's really the downside for a lot of like co-op games for me is like if they say it's 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 a 4-player co-op, but like you live to be like tied or right next to your teammates the entire match.
Yeah.
So I like that it wasn't like that. It was more free.
Yeah, it looks dope. Like I'm interested.
I think just cut out.
You cut out.
Who is calling me? I reject them.
But yeah, so I don't know. I personally, I'm really happy for like that game. Like it's one of those games where I think because it's the devs and like a little bit I gotta play from it. I think it's gonna be a really good game personally.
I've never played Destiny, so I'm hyped for this game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of people have been saying that that Anthem is what Destiny was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's how I felt a lot. Like I want to see what they're gonna do with PvP. Assuming they're doing PvP, they didn't really talk about that. Because PvP in that game would be really sick. I'm not gonna lie. And so I think it's gonna be a game that is what Destiny should have been in the first place.
Okay. Well, how do you feel about that new pirate game, Skull
I
and Bone?
Which
so I
one, Sea of Thieves or Skull and
Skull.
Bones?
Skull and Bone.
I'm more interested in Sea of Thieves, to be honest.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. I played the early access for Sea of Thieves before, and
Hmm.
with the new updates, it's way better.
Okay, cause I like the way Skull and Bone look, but I don't know if it's gonna have a story mode or not. Cause all I've seen was
Yeah, it is.
multiplayer for it.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's just black. It's just the naval simulation of Black Flag without the
Yeah,
story.
exactly. So why not
Well,
just get Black Flag?
they from the devs I talked to, it sounded like they were gonna add a single player to it. But who knows what that tells? That could literally just be them using ships, and not because the thing with that game is I was hoping that it was going to be like Sea of Thieves, and the idea that it's co-op multiplayer that you could go around and get off the fucking ship, but it sounds like
Yeah,
it's literally just ship only, which is I don't know. I don't like
yeah,
that.
and that shit'll be boring as fuck.
No, for real.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves looks more fun, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. Like, have you guys played Sea of Thieves yet at all?
No, I haven't.
No,
Okay.
No,
it's
I've
really
just
fun.
seen gameplay.
Like the closest thing I could think of calling it is like I guess kind of like Minecraft a little bit, but like in the idea that like there's a shit ton to do in the game, and there's no like direct narrative to like go here, go there, which is really cool.
Yeah. Plus, they got like treasure maps and
Yeah,
fighting people.
and the Kraken and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
at H3, did it have anything about App Solver?
So I don't remember seeing anything.
What's up?
I don't remember seeing anything. You talking about the fighting game, right?
Oh, okay, cause that's one of the games that I'm really interested in App Solver because
Yeah.
like,
Oh no.
There's a robbing someone.
I dropped my phone.
No, oh no.
Oh, I
uh,
dropped my phone. Give me 1 second.
okay.
No, don't drop
what
it.
do you think of Capcom?
Oh, dude, I really loved the second game. The third one was really good too. Don't get me wrong, but this
Yeah.
one was trash. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie. I
it
really
looks
didn't like it.
trash.
I played the
No,
demo there, and I came home and I downloaded because if anyone doesn't know, you can download the story demo right now to play it on
yeah,
PS4. But no, dude, I just personally didn't like it. I don't know,
yeah. I only care about Marvel characters, and they haven't even got the X-Men, so I'm not
dude.
gonna
Yeah,
buy it.
that's the thing is like the characters they have in there, you can easily tell that they're only doing characters from the new movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy,
Exactly.
and like I don't think they have Star Lord, which I would like.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool character to add.
Yeah, they don't have Black Widow either. Like,
Yeah, and then they're already. The one thing that really bothers me about Capcom is their early talk about fucking DLC, and like they're already showing off DLC characters, which is stupid.
yeah,
Like they're like, oh yeah, by the way, like, oh yeah. So this is the dumbest thing that they could have done, which is you have to buy the deluxe edition, which is $20 more to literally get Sigma separately, not
Oh.
Ultra Sigma, but just Sigma. Like how stupid is that? Like a main character that's a villain in the game, and you're gonna make people buy the fucking like basically deluxe edition to fucking get the game. I don't know.
the standard
That's stupid.
the standard edition of Injustice had way more than that already.
Oh yeah,
What game?
and
And
then Capcom, Marvel's Capcom 3 or 4 or
Oh.
Infinite. I forgot what the fuck they
Okay.
call it. Infinite.
Alright.
You know, it just
looks
didn't
like
feel
it actually
good.
has a story, man. I'm actually excited for that
No,
one.
it does have a good, cool story. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the characters kind of felt weird. Like, in the idea that like some of them didn't feel cool together. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't know. I'm not really hyped for it. I was originally hyped for it because I was like, okay, this is gonna be another cool fighting game. It's Capcom. Like versus Marvel. It's gonna be a good game. But nah, I just not feeling it.
yeah, Injustice has a better story, better content, everything. To be honest, that's why I got the deluxe edition of that. Like,
Yeah.
the only other fighting game I'd probably consider is getting Tekken, and even then, that didn't appeal to me.
Yeah, that's why I'm really hyped for Dragon Ball. I think it's gonna be a good fighting competitive game.
DBZ F.
Yeah, the fighters.
Yeah, that's the only Infinite. That was a big letdown for me because I played all the Marvels and I was really big in the Marvels Ultimate Marvels Capcom scene, and seeing that they pretty much just shafted the roster for Infinite is kind of bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad. Which I think other games. Obviously, there's Destiny 2, which I don't know who here all played Destiny 1. Like it was a very Destiny 1 was a
Never
huge
played
letdown.
Destiny.
It was a letdown because if anyone ever played the original Halo games, like Halo 1, 2, 3, like
Yeah.
Bungie was the gods of like developing. Like like they were the first people that originally did like free DLC and stuff like that, like for like the hardcore fan base and all that shit. And the multiplayer was like easily by far the best in that game. And Destiny 1 was fucking terrible. Like it was a cool game, the mechanics were solid, but like to do anything in the game, you had to basically like regrind the same missions, which any RPG fan knows that shit's like trash. And so I don't know. I'm not really like I'm gonna be getting it because I know a bunch of people who are getting it that didn't play Destiny 1, but I feel like it's just gonna be like an expansion for Destiny instead of like a full on like new game.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you guys like how game developers now are like making a DLC pre-planned before they make the game?
A lot of it is because the whole reason for that is they usually have separate teams that start making the DLC generally either before like a month or two before the game goes gold, which is like when it gets finished. That way they have like a plan for post DLC launch that they can make money off of. And the whole thing is it's been so big. Like the whole starter of it was EA, and after they started doing it, like lay people saw like, oh, like we can make more money by basically like cutting something from the game. Like, oh, why not? And so it's retarded, but they
I
want to make
personally
money.
feel like they should make maybe like one in advance. Well, some games they're like maybe like an RPG game, maybe like they can like make some in advance and then like get the community feedback on like what characters they would like to see in the game. Like Injustice 2, like I wish like they would have had like maybe like I wish they would have had like one DLC where like the fans got to decide like what character they would like to see in Injustice 2. Then like top characters, but I understand like game development doesn't take 2 weeks; it takes months. So that's also understandable.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, because a lot of people like obviously gaming has become a huge thing compared to where it was like a couple of years ago, and so
Gaming used to be nothing. Like it used to be just for those few people. Now it's like a big scene.
Yeah.
So it's a lot changed. Like
yeah, but the thing is, the thing is nowadays, like with the DLCs, is like sometimes some companies make even more money with that than with a normal game.
Yeah, because it depends on like some people probably won't even buy the game if like let's say let's say Injustice. Like I personally wasn't. I mean, I was gonna get it because they had Atrocitus. Atrocitus is one of my favorite Red Lanterns. And I was like, I'm gonna get it for that. And I was like, but there's not too many characters on this list that I probably want to play. And then I had seen the DLC reveal and it had Red Hood and Black Manta, and that's the reason why I got Injustice 2 for that reason because that made me want to play the game.
Why can't more games have DLC like Red Dead Redemption?
You mean? Wait, what do you mean?
Like good DLC?
Oh, like full expansions. I'm not gonna lie. I think the best people that do DLC is literally Rockstar. Like if you look at GTA 5, they literally just released another huge DLC for free.
Yeah,
they haven't charged anything for their DLC.
And see that's the thing I'm talking about. Like like they're giving out these DLC for free. Like that's generous and that's nicer. That keeps their fan base consistently playing the game and always fresh new content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Undead Nightmare was amazing.
Because I definitely wouldn't want to pay like $20 every time a new DLC comes out.
Yeah, my whole thing is I'm down to always pay for DLC if it's a game that I really play a lot. Like like Xenoverse, like I play a decent chunk with like Dan and stuff like that, and so I'm down to like throw $20 here and there. But like if it's a game that like I barely play, but like they almost require you to buy the DLC, like Destiny or shit like that, it's really stupid.
The thing with me is I'm never one to shaft the company for money. I understand like if you're gonna play something, especially for free to play, you want to support your company. Well, this is mostly with like mobile games, but I'm just saying like in like console games too. Like you want to support that company if you enjoy the game. I've always said throw them the money. Give them some money. You like the game, you enjoy the game. Spend extra money to enjoy it, like get more excitement out of it. But it's just like when you see things in DLC that you feel personally that you want to enjoy, then it's just like you lose player value because if they made let's say in Justice 2 they had some not so great DLC characters. No. Let's talk about Infinite. Let's say the DLC characters that they have is not enough for me to buy that game and or the DLC. Like it's not enough. It's not enough that's something I would enjoy. So that's why I'm passing on the game because the DLC, from what the gameplay they've shown and the DLC they're offering, is not good enough for me to want to buy that game.
Yeah, I think like one game that's coming out, which is we can talk. I don't know if you guys want to talk about, but Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is the first game.
Battlefront 2.
It looks
Yeah,
nice.
that looks good. That definitely.
Yeah, that looks hot.
It was really fun. It was a lot better than the last one was, and the last one I didn't even buy because it was trash.
The last one, for me personally, that's when I was really starting to get Star Wars. So, that was like the first game, what I really purchased. That's from that, from I guess the Star Wars genre, and I've seen the Force Unleashed. I've seen some videos of that, of like Star Killer and stuff. But Battlefront was the first game I really started getting into, like the Star Wars universe and trying to learn about the lore. And so like now I really enjoy Star Wars, and now I'm not on the side of you. Like, watch Star Wars a lot. You know a lot about Star Wars.
I always play. I think I played at least a majority, if not all, the Star Wars games. Like at least the mainstream ones. Like my whole issue is the original Battlefront games were way better.
Yeah, see, and I think that's where the different standpoints come from. For me, I was new to their games, and I saw it as enjoyable. But for you, someone who's growing up playing those games, you didn't see it as enjoyable because you're like, you guys did this a long time ago. Why can't you do it again? So I can understand from your perspective why you see the game as bad. But from my perspective, being someone new into the game, I thought it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, my whole issue with the Star Wars Battlefront, the original one, or I should say the original, but the one before this, the EA Star Wars Battlefront, was they bought out the original company, and they had Star Wars Battlefront 3 99% completed at the time, like the original Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they had space battles. You could go from space to ground battles.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, you could fly like ships. You could have multiple Jedis. You could customize your character, like really in depth. You had all these different things that like made the game amazing. And then they just literally dropped it, and they cut out everything, and they made it a Battlefield game with Star Wars skins on it. And then they charge you $90 DLC to be able to even like basically have anything in the game. They only had 3 worlds, and they called it 4 maps per world. So they said, "Oh yeah, there's 12 maps." But really, there was only 3 maps, and so they were really like shit on the player base, and like that's why I think even though this new one is way better, I just don't think it holds a candle to the original games, just because the amount of content in the original games like would blow this out the water, and you'd think that was like 10 years ago. So like it's just sad because like it's one of those things where like they're clearly doing it to be lazy.
And another thing, sorry to throw you off. Another thing I've been wondering with these new games, why is like the list of characters or like in games so low? Like I don't understand. Like how like Dragon Ball Z Budokai, how it had like like I don't know how many had it on its
list. Oh, the roster you talking about?
Yeah, like it had a huge roster, and now games are coming out with like 12, 15 character rosters, and I find it disappointing. Like I get it. Like for like Dragon Ball like Z Fighters, I wanted to have like a broader roster, not just the same. Like I feel like with Dragon Ball games recently, we've been just getting the same characters over and over, and there's so many more characters we could use, but we just get these same few. And with Dragon Ball Z Fighter, I wanted to have like almost not like as big as a roster as Budokai, but that vast roster of many.
Oh, it's good. It's gonna only have 30 people.
And that 30 people is a lot. But I just don't want it to be those same mainstream characters. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure a majority, like, there'll probably be like 20, 25 that or be like, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, etc.
Yeah, I know they're going to have they're always going to have the Z5s. They're always going to have, the Buu Saga, Cell, Frieza. Those are main, those staples. They won't go anywhere. Yeah. I want people like, what was his name? Janembe? The purple. Yep. I want characters like him. I want like Baby in there. I want Super 17. I want characters, that we don't get to see as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like we always get Omega Shinran, those big mainstream, but I feel like there are a bunch of lesser characters that don't get as much time that can definitely be on the game, and I'd enjoy that.
All I know is I want Master Roshi in the game.
Master Roshi, even that, like Master Roshi, he'll be good in the game. Of course, people are like, well, he's not as powerful, but that's not the point. It's a video game. It's supposed to bring entertainment. The game doesn't have to be on the grand scale as actual show. And I also hope, I'm praying that we get a lot of characters from the Universal Survival arc as well, because I want to play as those characters, but I don't know if we'll get them or not. Hey,
yeah,
but we see Golden Frieza and shit. Do you think they're gonna go like real in depth in the Super?
I don't think so. From when I was talking to them, they sound like they were only going to do like a little bit of each like series, like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if they
How
don't
many
have a
they're
30
gonna
character
do?
roster. It's gonna be like probably like little snippets of every character.
Like-
There was one Dragon Ball Z game. I don't remember what it was called, but like each character had its own campaign story you could play. Was it each character? It was one of those Dragon Ball Z games. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like you could play as like Majin Buu. You can like play through like a Majin Buu story. You could play as Trunks and like play through this like little story. I don't remember what Dragon Ball Z game.
It wasn't
That's-
Xenoverse, was it?
No, it
I
was.
think it was one that
they started doing games like that. I feel like I'm explaining wrong because it's been a long time since I played the game, but I remember like you could like pick like you could pick like Frieza and then you could play through like Frieza little story, and then like you could play through like Boo or like someone else's story, and then you could like play through like their little like.
Yeah. But no, yeah, with Fire Z, I think they were for Super. I think they were going to only add, I'm guessing, Golden Frieza, the Blues, Hit, Kava, and I'm guessing that's
Frost.
probably. I don't think they're going to add Frost. Frost is going to be so similar to Frieza.
Frieza.
No, they're definitely
Man.
gonna have Frost. I don't. People say Frost and Frieza are the same. I get that both grimy, but I don't see them as the exact same.
And I feel like
design,
Frost is what Frieza used to be. I feel like Frost is working his way into being Frieza.
Yeah, like Frieza, was like grimy and scummy in our universe, Universe 7, and then like that universe. Frost, that version of Frieza, he's like, a lower tier, but he's like building up to be.
Yeah, because how he would basically finesse these planets and shit, make it seem like he's good and shit.
Yeah,
I feel like that could kind of be how Frieza did to start off before he became the ruler or whatever,
Yeah, like Frost he got to start little, when you're, you got to build your empire and then you got to expand it. I feel like Frost could easily do that. I mean, give Frost time, but there's characters out there to stop him in Universe 6, but there's no difference between what Frost could become.
True that.
They both have the same.
But back to E3 before we go off on a whole Dragon Ball Super tangent.
Yeah.
Because it can happen.
Is anyone for Wolfenstein?
Okay. Wolfenstein. I don't give a fuck about Wolfenstein.
I seen the first one when the Xbox originally came out, and that was the first time I ever saw that game. I thought it looked cool, but I never bought it.
The original Wolfensteins were really cool.
It looks like a really cool game.
You don't take enjoyment in killing Nazis.
I mean, I get
take
you're saying, killing Nazis, that's all fun. It's like an opposite universe. What if the Nazis had one? Like, this is what the world would be. Like, to me, it's not that great of a storyline for me to want to indulge in, for me to enjoy and play.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion.
But back to what I was talking about before I had to leave for a second. Have y'all heard of that game Absolver?
Yeah.
Absolver?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me look it up. I remember I heard that name's like in my mind, but I can't.
Because that's like the perfect game. Like, I've been envisioning Absolver like almost all my damn life. I didn't even realize it until I saw like the gameplay for it. I was like, oh shit, this is a game I've been waiting for. Like, I don't know if it's gonna have like an in-depth storyline or whatever, but it's pretty cool. Like, as far as how you can go and create like your own custom fighting style and shit, like with your own moves and shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know what game you're talking about. You know what is so funny? So
what's up?
A couple years back, one of my friends, his name was X, and he used to tell me about a game he wanted to like create, and it was exactly like that game.
Exactly. It's funny because I went to school for game design. And we had to make our own design concepts for a game, and that's pretty much exactly the game that I created in my head. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Because he hit me, he's like, "Oh my dude," he's like, "You seen the game?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "This is literally like what you basically have, but like just different." But like it was basically the same concept, and that was so amazing. I'm gonna pick up the game because I feel like it's almost like a vision of what he wanted, like although he created now. But I feel like he wants to get it, so I'm gonna get it, so we can like play with each other. Because I think it's fun.
Yeah. Just on what system you play on?
I just got this PC now, so I think I'm about to get Steam.
Oh, okay. I was about to say if you had PS4, look me up.
Yeah. It sounds like
that's what I'm also thinking about getting to because.
What'd you say, Steve-O?
I said it sounded like Def Jam 5 in New York put together with For Honor.
Yeah. It's kind of gave me that, but it's more of a I don't know, like very martial arts based. Like I know Def Jam was, but I don't know.
Is it
Like,
martial arts
that
simulator?
game's
It's
like
more
an open
methodical,
world
put it that way.
explorer, and you got like almost like you gotta build your own like your boxing style, your own karate style. Like you gotta build it yourself.
Yeah.
Like almost like
it's-
your own style of fighting.
And it's crazy, like if you fight a person with a certain fighting style, like the more you fight that person, you actually learn their moves from them.
So basically, you
Yes.
get better. So basically,
you
if you
get-
always fought like if you always fought somebody that did kickboxing, and over time you're gonna get used to because they're gonna do the same thing over again because it's the same kickboxing.
And then you learn it eventually. It's crazy.
That'd be cool. That's something different.
And then like you can actually go in there and get people to be your sensei and shit. Then you learn their move set and shit from them. Like, and you just put it together in your own unique fashion. That's what I love about that shit. It's just a very cool concept.
I think it's different, and I think people enjoy it if they give it a chance. People are still into the mainstream, they're probably gonna want to get Call of Duty, the new Monster Hunter, Mario Odyssey. So there are a lot of games out there that aren't mainstream that are very good.
What do you guys think about that Mario Odyssey?
Dude, I don't know, garbage.
It's very different.
I mean, I shouldn't even say that because, like, I don't know. I fell off the Nintendo bandwagon a long time ago.
Yeah.
They kept like rehashing shit and selling like a console every 2 years that were underdeveloped. Like the Switch is still last gen. Like I love when people say, "Oh yeah, but it's current gen." No, it's not.
I don't see how Nintendo fanboys think they won E3 just because a Metroid JPEG was shown up on the.
I've seen reaction people seeing Metroid 4 and then like losing their shit. I'm like, guys, you saw no gameplay and you automatically think E3 won with that.
Speaking of like, what show did you guys like the most? Of like
Sony.
Microsoft?
Sony and Ubisoft.
Sony.
You like Sony? With Sony, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it only because I feel like it was a lot of last year's stuff, and Sony clearly is my favorite system. But like,
Yeah.
I just feel like they didn't really try. Like, it was like they need The Last of Us 2, and I know why they didn't do it because they didn't want to like underdevelop or underhand fucking the new what the hell it's called Uncharted DLC and shit. But like, still, like, bro, Last of Us 2. Come on, give it to me.
But can we all agree that Bethesda was the worst?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they come out with some VR stuff?
Yeah, all of
bullshit.
it was VR.
Yeah, I was hoping
VR.
for another new Skyrim or maybe at least Fallout's still pretty fresh, but I was hoping for like I still want a multiplayer Fallout game or multiplayer Skyrim game.
Well,
like,
they originally were gonna this was like 4 or 5 years ago. They were making a Fallout Online game, and then they were having a different studio basically develop it. And I don't know what the hell happened, but eventually they just canceled it. And it
like another
legit.
game I was looking forward to that got canceled was Dead Island? It was a Dead Island game. I think it was Dead Island 2.
Yeah, Riptide was the expansion.
So
kind
amazing. Oh my god, I love the original, and I
That's
played
gonna be 8
Riptide.
players too, man. That was I was
so-
for that game too.
So how do you guys feel? Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. I was just saying I enjoyed those games. That was one of my favorites.
All right.
Games.
Well, I was gonna say, how do you guys feel about new God of War? How do y'all feel
It
about
looks
that?
legit. I know Steve.
Yeah, I like it.
Dope.
A new pantheon of gods, so it's exciting to be honest.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Kratos, he already done wrecked the fucking Greek gods or whatever. So now,
I've never played God of War games, but I did get the concept. So what is the gods now? So like I know he has a kid now or whatever.
he's
so,
in the North. He's in the Norse gods. So like Thor and Odin and all those.
So does he just like travel realms or like all these gods exist?
I don't know. Like from what I got from it, because at the end of God of War 3, he pretty much what did he do? Did he kill himself pretty much?
I honestly, it's wild. So I
forgot. But anyway, what I feel from it, because in Norse mythology, if you're a great warrior, if you die, you go to Valhalla and shit. So I feel like that's what happened. Once he died in that era, he ascended to Valhalla. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna. I'm super hyped for it. Like the trailer.
But it was like you're too good. You can't die now. Reincarnate. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Who knows? We'll see.
So,
but it looks dope. And this nigga got a sick beard, bruh.
you get that
fucking sick ass beard.
You guys remember Grimes when he was still on the woods? That's what he looked like to me.
Bro, I love the end of that though. The World Serpent showing up, like, oh, that was so hype. Because like the scale of those things are always large, but bro, like when you look at that, like his head was a mountain, and the World Serpent goes around the world. So I mean, bro.
Yeah, so you know that shit is big.
And
The world
helping
serpent like the python off of what's her name? Toriko.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the world serpent in the trailer seems like it's gonna help Kratos.
See now,
and not.
yeah. So sorry to cut you off, but I was gonna say like now I think it's gonna go with Loki because Loki that's Loki's son.
Yeah, I thought I heard Loki in the trailer.
Yeah.
So you said Kratos' son is Loki's son?
No. Loki's son is this world serpent.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
that's
has a wolf as well, I think. as
Yeah,
his-
Fenrir, and then he has Hel, which is female. That's why when we talked about One Piece on the streams, when like we first saw Loki, and then I mentioned like the World Serpent being like a thing and Fenrir being a thing, like as his kids, like his commanders. But that's obviously that's a different group. But yeah, it's like I'm super pumped for it, man.
So who are all the Norse gods? So would it be like Marvel's? So you got Odin, you got Thor, you got Loki.
There's like there's a ton, bro. Like I think there's only more than Greek, to be honest. Like there's Hel, there's Fenrir, like we talked about. There is Athena, or not Athena, like the Valhalla,
The Valkyries and shit.
Valkyrie.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like Marvel's little Asgard. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
If
I look at it from that point, I can pretty much gauge of what I'll see in the game.
But yeah, there's a ton. Like if you look at go back to One Piece again. It's like Elbaf is going to be based off of Norse mythology, so it'd be kind of cool to see some of that like come into play.
Yeah.
Man, I just can't wait to wreck Thor with Kratos.
Yeah.
That's all. Fuck Thor.
So I wonder if they'll like do a little like Easter egg where like he'll say like some like off of Marvel or something like that. Thor, like I'm the mighty Thor, Odin's son or something like that. That'd be cool.
No, because this is like true to Norse mythology.
Say it again.
I said this is more true to Norse mythology than Marvel's stuff. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be connected.
I was expecting to about it.
I just can't wait because Kratos, man, I wish it probably is a YouTube video that fucking lists all of Kratos' abilities and feats and shit. Kratos is a fucking beast. Like I can't even explain it.
Yeah, no, he's a fucking god.
He's a fucking beast. Like if you could just sit there and list all his abilities that he got from killing people, like from killing gods and shit, like he's almost, well, basically let's just say he's God tier.
Yeah.
He's above God tier, unknown tier.
But I'm super pumped for the game. I thought it was cool to see like a different combat system slightly. Like I know there were some people bitching about it, but it was cool to see like the sun being like actually fucking useful in the game. Like, jumping on people and shooting them with arrows.
Kind of like Last of Us.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm kind of expecting like the story to go with the idea of like Loki is like the guy that's controlling fucking Thor.
Yeah.
I want to see whose kid that is because people obviously like in the trailer it hints heavily that it's Kratos' kid, but I don't think it is. Kind of, I feel like it's gonna be someone else's.
So,
I
like,
hope it is his kid, man. Because if that's Kratos' kid, you know he's meant for legend, man. He's meant to be legendary.
If it's his kid, I kind of see Kratos dying at the end of the game.
That's fine.
You get all the everything Kratos, and then you just add on top of that because it's a kid. Then he'll
If Kratos dies at the end of the game, I won't even be mad because Kratos has ran his course, man. He's done everything he did, and now he leaves his legacy with a kid. Like I wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah. And then maybe like in the next series, the kid can go and do the Egyptian pantheon or something like that.
No, man, just leave them alone, man. I don't need my ancestors' gods getting fucked up.
You don't mess with them, okay?
Yeah, we just leave them alone. I don't need my ancestral gods getting fucked up by a quote unquote white man.
I'm trying to think of other games that were there. I mean, I guess we can talk about it. Wasn't there, but we talk about Kingdom Hearts. If anyone here is into that, I'll see them myself.
I'm not really into Kingdom. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game. Be honest with you.
That's why. That all makes sense.
I read the book, and it was about it was like with like the people in the hoods. They had like
the 13,
yeah, them. I read the book about that. I thought the book was pretty cool. I tried to play the game.
Have you guys ever played Final Fantasy games?
I played a couple of them, but I never really got into them either. And like a lot of people look at me crazy. Like I'd be like, "Damn, you never played Final Fantasy." I'm like,
admitted to it. I didn't get it. It was a lot to grasp, and I can't. It was a lot to handle. I couldn't.
Yeah. Like I know a lot. Like when I first heard about Kingdom Hearts, like when the first one's coming out, my cousin had it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's like there's Disney characters." I was thinking like, I don't know. Like I was only like 12 at the time. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that because I played the Final Fantasy games before that. But then as soon as I heard the Final Fantasy was in, I was like, okay, like, I'll give it a shot. And holy shit, the game is so fun. Like
I've heard about it. I heard that Kingdom Hearts is legendary, but I just never played it myself, so I can't really speak on it.
Yeah, even though the game's probably
because like growing up, I was the guy that played fighters. Fighting games was my shit. I played Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, blah blah blah. That was my life growing up, with the occasional Mario Kart and Smash Brothers. But other than that, I was just playing fighters until I got older. Then I started getting into all these other games, and it was like, damn, I've already missed my Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy like memories. Like I missed out on that,
Yeah.
Like I won't sit here and be like, oh, they're shit games because I never played them. But I can't sit here and be like, oh, they're the best games, but I've never experienced them myself.
Yeah, like what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, like I never really was too into like the combat system of the Final Fantasy games. With like the grid system and whatever, and just sitting there and taking turns. But like Kingdom Hearts is a more of an action fighting game than it would be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
What about Days Gone?
But what?
Days Gone.
Days Gone. Oh yeah, it looks like The Last of Us, which was kind of cool. I'm pretty interested in that game. The gameplay looks really good.
Hopefully, in The Last of Us 2, he teaches Ellie how to swim.
Fucking, I remember that scene, the first one, where you just put the box on there and shit.
Yeah, like.
But yeah, like. How'd you guys feel about the Days Gone? For whoever saw it,
zombie games, to be honest.
You're what?
I'm done with zombie games. Too many of them. Yeah.
I mean, is it? Damn, someone just broke some shit. but is it a zombie game? Would you say? I mean, I guess it kind of is. Like, I think they're like not really zombie but infected type games, but kind of is all the same at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're running their course.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm kind of iffy about Anthem because it looks like a whole bunch of games.
Oh no, that's why I really liked it though. Like I said, like the freedom aspect, because like that's one thing I really love to do in like games in general, just not be like narrative linear style where like going from point A to point B, but like you can do whatever the fuck you want in the game. And the co-op aspect was really cool. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot. Like
like I said, I'm thinking about it.
I like those javelin suits that are in the exoskeletons.
I forgot what they call them. There's a word for it. But no, yeah, like I've always been really into the Mass Effect games, and like this seems like a new series, new IP that could do really well.
We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And hope it isn't a failure like Destiny.
Hopefully, it doesn't get downgraded.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was worrying about because I was like, this is a very, very common thing that they do is those fucking games. I mean, BioWare's never really done that though, so like I said, they're a pretty damn good company. But like, if this was like Ubisoft or EA, yeah, like you go look at Rainbow Six Siege when they showed that shit at E3, and then you go look at like how it turned out, like
yeah.
Fucking that's kind of how I felt about Watch Dogs, the first one.
Oh yeah, that game was fucking ass. Let's be honest.
I was so pumped for that game, and then I was like, "What is this piece of crap that I'm playing?" Like I was so mad. Now Watch Dogs 2, they did it right. Watch Dogs 2 was dope.
The only thing I like about Watch Dogs is it introduced me to Vince Staples, so that's about the only thing I got.
Have you played Watch Dogs 2?
No, I haven't played that. I thought it'd be like the first one, so I didn't.
No, it's leagues above the first one. As far as
I'll try it. But I didn't do it because I didn't think it. I thought it was gonna be the first one and flop. So
it's like because one thing I hated about Watch Dogs 1 was that the character was just so bland. He had like no emotion or whatever. But Watch Dogs 2, when you meet all these young hipster type niggas, it's just like you can see their different personalities and shit, and how like you can go about the world and shit, and like you can see like how it affects the world, like I can't really explain it without, showing it to you directly.
See your consequences, basically, of all your actions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Trying to think of other games. There were a couple other ones.
Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon.
God, like that's why I laugh when like certain games like that come out, because I'm sure people like, for instance, like Roger Base and shit like that. I'm sure like they're super pumped, bro. They're like, yeah, like new Pokemon game, but like it's not a new Pokemon game. You know what I mean? It's just a slightly upgraded one from the last one.
Yeah.
For someone who plays Pokemon games, it's they always try to do this remake thing, and like I feel that's what I feel like Pokemon Sun and Moon is. You know, when we're talking about how like they'll cut out something that could be in the game and just make it DLC. That's all I see Ultra Sun and Moon is like DLC.
No, that's it. All it is, bro. Like I'm sure that show's all finished. And they're like, oh, you know, let's make some money.
Hey guys, we could do this. How about we cut this out and then we just make that another generation? Like that's all it is. That's every remake. That's all I see. That's all I see it as. Like people are already mad because like we want a Diamond Pearl remake. I'm like, if you got a Diamond Pearl remake, it would just be the same thing.
Yeah.
I find Nintendo fanboys fascinating because they get hyped over such minuscule. Like, I don't see how they get hyped over a new Pokemon Sun and Moon or like Smash Bros. I mean, I like Smash Bros, but there's some things like a JPEG, a Metroid JPEG, and then they were telling me not to get hyped over a game trailer of Spider-Man, and they said that was better. They said Metroid was better than Spider-Man gameplay.
Did y'all talk about that?
No, we could talk about that after, because that shit's like, let's talk about that whenever you guys are ready, because that shit was pretty hype.
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess we'll talk about.
What do you think of Call of Duty though?
I'm never gonna buy another Call of Duty game again. I'm gonna put that out there.
I don't even
after
like
Black Ops 3. I was hyped for Black Ops 3 because I was like, okay, you know what? Like I wasn't even the shooters anymore, but I was like, you know, it's Black Ops. Like let's give it a shot. Nope, garbage. Sorry.
I played Black Ops 3 just so I can have a shooter on my PS4, because I had just recently got my PS4 when Black Ops 3 dropped. It was cool for a time, but then when Overwatch came out, I never played that game again in my life. I deleted the storage off of my damn PlayStation.
Yeah. My whole thing with those games is, bro, like, again, like, they could try so much harder to make a good game, but they don't want to. They're like, let's just slack off and, you know, say fuck it. Give them, like, trash.
It's like, go ahead.
If it was me, I would have gone with, like, Vietnam instead of World War II, because that's been so played out already. Maybe, like, another wars, like, maybe the Pacific with Japan or something like that. I don't know.
But the thing is with the Call of Duty thing is like, first they was like, oh, let's like this futuristic stuff, blah 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 blah, and then they're like, no, we don't want no more futuristic stuff. But we've already did all the wars so many times. There's really not much else you can do with it and make it enjoyable, you know?
Yeah. Like Call of Duty games, like other than the multiplayer and zombies aspects, for me, like they're not worth it. Like at this point, it's just gonna be the same thing over again. People don't want it because it's too much boost off the ground. Now they got boosts on the ground, they don't want them because they already seen that already. So it's like, what do you guys want? Like, there's nothing else we can do. Like it's good. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a shooter game. And it's gonna be recycled over and over every single year. So what do you guys want? Like, no one's gonna be satisfied.
Yeah.
But what about
they saw the hype of Battlefield 1 and they said, "Fuck it, let's just do a World War II game."
Man, but speaking of that, what y'all think about Star Wars Battlefront 2?
I liked it. When I played it, that shit was sick. Like I'm not gonna lie, like it was very very similar to whatchamacallit, the Battlefield games, which you know to be expected, like the first one was, but a lot more. They kind of branched out. They tried to make it more so its own game. That's the thing. So I thought it was fun. I liked it.
I think I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah, the game will be fun.
Yeah, the story gameplay looks.
There'll be a beta, an open beta this year. So and probably
and it's crazy because I get to play as a fucking droid now.
Yeah, like, that's the thing.
I never thought I would be excited to play a droid, but when I seen it, I was like, hold up. Like, can I be a destroyer droid? And then I no, I seen one pop up. I was like, oh my god, I love this shit.
It'd be nice if you get to play like Ichiji or Judge and be like German 66 and have clones come out of everywhere.
They need a good One Piece fighting game. Burning Blood is cool, but it's so unbalanced.
Yeah, or an RPG One Piece game, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Aren't they making another One Piece game? But that game was already made before though.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name of it. Somebody told me about it, and I looked at it and I was like, "Hold up, they already got this game."
Yeah,
what's the name of it?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I forgot the name of it. I know exactly what you're talking about. But now, can we talk about Spider-Man?
I was never a big Spider-Man fan, but I do think that game's gonna be amazing.
It was You was never a Spider-Man fan. Oh my god.
He wasn't in my neighborhood, man. He wasn't friendly to me, man. That's all I'm saying.
Man, Spider-Man has always been one of my favorites, and like I like the way they got this game because it reminds me of the one I used to play on the 64, like with the free roam and shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It just looked like a way more polished version of that. And I like how they kind of got like it's kind of like Arkham, but it has this Spider-Man feel to it. I don't know.
I mean, if they have a DLC character that's Miles Morales, I might pick it up.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the actual game.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be in the game because in the trailer you see an Easter egg at the end. You see him.
Yeah, I think like Venom and Carnage might be DLC, or just wait till the sequel or something like that.
But yeah, man, that shit look cool, man. Don't you see how crisp and shit the shit look? Like, I like the way it look. Like, I like the only thing that I'm scared that it might do, it might overuse the web shooters.
Yeah.
Cause like with certain things, like it's cool when he like say for instance when he shot the little probe out and the guy walked across the line and got snatched by the web. That's cool and all, but like it's like every 5 seconds he's using the web, which is it's Spider-Man, but it's just like damn.
I know he's doing, but I mean, like you said, it's Spider-Man. What else can he do?
Yeah, he's using webs for stuff that he don't need to use webs for. And like I know it looks cool, but it's just like I don't want them to overuse the webs to the point where it's just like how can I put it?
Oh, the same over and over again. Like the majority of the game is nothing but webbing.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of that like Arkham style combat system, which we saw. So that's pretty exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, so I believe that's why they probably putting so much of the web slingers in there is just distinguish itself from Arkham,
Yeah.
So it's not basically the same game, just with a Spider-Man skill.
I think there's going to be a lot of QTEs though,
which is cool. I like QTEs.
Yeah.
I hope they have like a real world concept where he has to like go refill his webs every now and then. Like he just can't use them forever.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, but
that'll add more depth to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it might be cool that you don't got to do that because you can just spam shit. Like, you got a group of enemies like, fuck that. All y'all niggas getting webbed up.
How'd you guys feel about the QTEs eventually like that?
It was cool as long as they don't overuse it. That's all. Like, that's how I feel about all QTEs. Like, it's cool because it makes the game more dynamic and more fun to look at. But, like, when you overuse it, like, every 5 seconds, that's when it gets kind of bland.
Yeah, I'm used to it because I play a lot of Telltale games. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other games that were out there.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. How do you feel about it?
I've never played an AC game before, so I was wondering what you guys felt of it.
Oh well, I like it. I like the concept. I like the area that they have. The new fighting system. I'm kind of on the fence about that because, like, in itself, like it makes the game more dynamic. Like you're more interactive with it. But like how the old games was, it just looked so cool when you fight and then you counter and you know what I'm saying, you counter, and like it just looks so fluid. But now it's more along the lines of I'm gonna block. Then I'm gonna hit, attack, dodge, block, attack, like that. Like it makes it more interactive, but at the same time, it doesn't look as cool. It doesn't feel as assassin-esque, if you feel what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I think the last good Assassin's game was Black Flag, wasn't it?
Yeah, Black Flag was phenomenal. Yeah. I like 3 too, kind of. Yeah, but it's like, go ahead.
I was gonna say I used to play those games a lot for the multiplayer. The multiplayer was actually fun when you played in like a group that was on VC and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's always just fun to fuck around that game. I guess here's another game that like I don't know who all here would play it or who all has played it. I know Chatty's gonna die in his grave when he hears the sound of it, but Naruto.
Rest in peace.
But yeah, the new Boruto Striker, they had a small little demo booth that I got to play that. It's kind of cool just to see it. Like,
is it a mobile game or a console game?
No, it's a console game. It reminds me, like this is a bad way to put it, but like if you guys ever played Battle of Z and shit like that,
Yeah.
it was kind of like that, but it was a lot better. I'll put it that way. The cool thing that they did announce like a day ago was that it's gonna have like mini game modes, like on multiplayer. Well, actually, just say regular game modes. Like they're gonna capture the flag, and if you guys ever remember the you remember in the show, if you guys ever watched the original Naruto, the Zabuza and Haku, and how they had to defend the bridge builder guy, I forgot his name. But they have a game mode like that where like a team of 4 it has one person on their team because it's 4v4 gameplay, and a team of 4 has one person on their team selected as the leader, and if the leader dies, the mission ends, and like the other team has to basically assassinate the leader. That's pretty cool. So it's kind of cool just to see a new like aspect of it, and it's very co-op-y like style of gameplay, which is really sick.
What's the name of Toby's squad in the Naruto?
Toby's world. I don't remember. Are you talking about the when you use his combo?
The Akatsuki?
You talking about the white
it.
that wore the mask?
Yeah.
Akatsuki?
Yeah, that's it. If they're in the game, then I'll play it.
Oh, they are.
Those are the only people I care about.
Yeah, they have like Hiden, they have Itachi,
Kakuzu?
yeah,
The goat?
Dara, yeah. They have a bunch of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The game like you like gotta pick moves and then the character does that move. Or it's like
It's like it's like an arena style fighting game. Like if you watch the trailer, it shows a little bit more about it.
Oh, it sounds like the Star Wars game I play.
Maybe like it's one of those things we probably have to just look and see what it looks like.
So you like to select a move and then like they fight, or like they're just in an arena and they fight it out.
They're in an arena and you fight it out, but like you play as obviously like people like Sasuke and shit like that. And so like you have like different play styles. I mean, kind of. It's something where you have to like really look at it. It's not like a normal fighting game.
I'll go look at it. I saw some scans in the group I'm in, but I didn't really grasp it.
Yeah, I would call it more like a Smash play style to it than anything, but it's like on a like I don't know. You have to look at it. It's very unique. And so like I had fun with playing it because it was sick to see like some of the cool things you can do, like character like combos and shit like that to get like Sasuke and Naruto's wrestling gun combo and shit like that. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a really fun game.
So it's a fighting game, right?
Yeah, it's a fighting game, but it's a 4v4 fighting game.
Oh, okay. So the roster's gonna be big then.
Yeah.
It could like it has potential, like the way you describe it has the potential to be good or fail miserably.
Yeah, it was. I personally liked it a lot because it was much more like how the Naruto series would be like. Kind of like imagine if like One Piece, like we talk about, like if they had like a game where you could actually sail on ships and then go to islands and fight each other and shit like that. Like it was kind of like that, where it's much more like unique to the series. Like you could run on walls and all this other shit. I don't know. I thought it was really fun. I'm hyped for that game. I know Dan's getting it. I'm trying to think of other games that were out there. There was a ton of indie dev games, and some of them were cool, but like as is tradition, a bunch of them were pretty trash. But it's just cool
what about Crackdown 3?
See, I always loved the first one, and the second one was really fun. Like, if you guys ever played the original ones on the Xbox 360, like, you literally ride the fucking car up the fucking wall. Yeah, so, like, it was fun. The destruction was cool. But because I think it's been in development for so fucking long, I just think that, like, not a lot of people are hyped as they would have been for it.
Yeah, I wasn't hyped about it. I was like, Crackdown.
I'm not sure. Do you know what the cloud system? They keep on going on about some
cloud
thing.
It's the cloud system basically computes and says, okay, like you can blow up this building and it'll stay destroyed and whatever. And, because normally on like the hardware that they have now, like you wouldn't be able to do that. It just wouldn't work as well.
So that's why it was
power.
So that's why it was taking so long.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I don't have an Xbox, but I'm excited for Cuphead. And it's finally coming out September, so that's the and Sea of Thieves would be the only reason why I'd get an Xbox One X, because I don't own a 4K TV, so I don't see the need for one right now. And Sony has the better exclusives. Anthem is multi-platform, so
yeah. One thing I really wanted to see, which we didn't really see a whole lot of this year, was more cross-platform games. But as you know, tradition, we didn't really see a lot. I think Sea of Thieves might go cross-platform, and that'd be a really sick thing to do. Because like I said,
I think that's exclusive.
No, it's on Xbox and PC.
Oh,
So
is
like
it?
between,
Okay.
yeah, they just don't have a playable early access alpha for PC as of now.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, like I said, like you can like if anyone has an Xbox One or a PC, you can sign up right now for it on the website. And like I got in like 2 days after I signed up, and I got in like 2 months ago, so I played it when it was really early on. Like
Oh,
I guess talk about a little bit about that game because it was kind of cool because obviously all of us here like watch One Piece, and it's kind of cool to like have that shit. And
yeah, definitely.
it's cool. Like there was very and I don't want to say too in depth, but it was very in depth in like the sailing aspect of it. Like you had storms effect, you had wind effects, you could like change the mass, all that shit. And like it was a very hard like one lobby I got because normally you get in a team of 4 people, right? And it usually takes like 2 or 3 people at least to sail ship properly. Well, I got into a lobby one day where the systems were like just all fucked up, and so I couldn't like play with anyone else. Like there were other people on my server that were in groups together, but for whatever reason I couldn't play with a team. So I was on a ship by myself trying to like sail it as a one-man person.
So you had to
And
sell do the anchor and everything by yourself.
And I managed it. I took over someone else's ship and like hid in their jail cell room, and they didn't notice me for like a good like 10 minutes, and I killed them all and took their ship.
Yo,
But yeah, no, it was really cool. Like I really liked it because
Yeah.
like again, like the whole pirate aspect and like obviously being One Piece fan and whatnot, it was really cool to see.
Yeah, that's the same. This is exactly the same. You know how you got that art style of One Piece? It's even though it's not the same. I just love the art style of this compared to Skull and Bones. To be honest.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was. That's the thing. Is like I said, it's like the Minecraft-esque styles was really cool.
Yeah. Is everyone asleep or what?
I don't know. Seems like it. But yeah, so like I'm really hyped for the game. I think that'll be one of those fun games that you can play with friends for a while and enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I might get on Windows.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna probably get it on personally. The graphics were really good on Xbox, but like when I looked at the PC demo, like you saw E3, that was clearly a PC demo, like the storm effect and all that. And it's gonna be so cool. They have like Krakens and stuff like that in the game.
Yeah, I saw a hint towards that.
The PC is always better on graphics.
Yeah, I mean, is it best PS4? No, but PS4.
PS4 is the best, but PC graphics, they are the GOAT. Like no lie.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I don't know, I'm really pumped for that, and I know Gamescom, which is next month on the 23rd, is going to be showing off a ton of things. And we'll probably see a lot more gameplay from other games there. Anything else game-wise you guys can think of that you saw that you really liked, or anything that you didn't see that you wanted to see?
I wanted to see from WB Games Rocksteady's supposed Superman game and their new Batman game, but I was sitting there and all they were doing was Injustice and Shadow of War, Mordor, whatever.
Yeah, Shadow of War.
That was a game that was actually kind of hyped.
Shadow of War. I want that game so bad.
I could have sworn I saw that game being announced a long time ago, and it's just
it was
just like a game. It's called Fortune or Fortune, something like that. It's like you build a base and you like defend these waves of zombies or something. I forgot what it's called.
There was something. Oh, Fortnite. Yeah, that's from
Fortnite. Mm-hmm. Crackdown looks like it's gonna be a great game too. I like the Crackdown games.
Yeah,
but I'm really excited about Shadow of War. But I want to like as far as the gameplay wise, like how you can like take over the minds of the war chief and make them pledge loyalty to you and all that. But here's the thing though. Why don't you just do that to everybody you come across?
That's what you kind of did in the first one. I'm not gonna lie. Like you would like basically brainwash everyone, and to a point it was kind of like stupid. But like the new one looked like and played really well when I got my hands on it. Because I played the first one, but the combat and everything, I felt like it was just a lot better. Like it was kind of one of those games where like they learned all the like minor mistakes they made in the first one, and they made it a lot better. Now the issue with the first game for everyone who played it was it got way too easy and too bland. Later in the game, like near the end, like the last quarter of the game. So I'm hoping they fix that, but we'll see.
That's why when a game company makes like their first game, you gotta alleviate. You can't go in the mindset of like, oh, they did this, and this wrong. It's their first game, and if they make a fault, you can judge them if they learn from mistakes of the last game. That's how I judge games. Like, you make your first game, it's gonna have its mistakes. First game, you might make some broken stuff, you might make stuff too easy, but then when you make your next game, it should be a lot better. The improvement. Yeah. That's how I look at a game based on its improvements. Maybe the first, I'm gonna enjoy the first one, but the second one, it has to up a standard that the first one didn't have. That's how that's how I say the game's good or bad. You can't really judge. It's almost like judging somebody based off seeing them for the first time. You don't really know them. Once you get to know them, they get better.
Yeah, Xenoverse 1 was like that. Xenoverse 1 was cool, but then once Xenoverse 2 came out, it was like it's like kind of like what the game should have been in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they learn. They like, okay, well, if we change this and make this different, people will enjoy it, and you guys clearly enjoy it, so they learn from their mistakes. So Xenoverse 2 is a great game.
What DBZ game was on the PSP? There was one on the I think a long time ago. I think it was. I can't remember, but I think that's the only DBZ game I've ever played. I've never played it, Xenoverse. Or, there was one on the PlayStation.
Xenoverse is dope. You should get it.
Yeah, I really like it. Once the new DLC drops, bro, like we're all playing that shit again for sure.
What Xenoverse?
Yeah, it comes out in like 3 days.
I haven't downloaded any of the DLC for Xenoverse. Any of it.
They've paid ones and the free. So the paid one for the DLC for this month in like 2-3 days is they're adding a new map. They're adding this is paid. They're adding Fuse Zamasu. They're adding Vegito Blue, and a bunch of other like costume shit. But for the free DLC, they're reworking Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta, and Goku. To give them new movesets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they're redoing the Trunks moveset to give him like Super Saiyan Rage Trunks and shit like that, which will be sick.
Okay.
My thing is, why can't Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta, and Zamasu been in the game already?
Because it wasn't out yet. Like
it wasn't out.
Like they weren't even like no one knew that. Like for instance, they weren't making it the anime yet. Like they didn't do it. Like, which is why that's why I give them like heavy credit, because like at least they took in like feedback. Okay, well this is what we want, and they added it, which is cool. And
they may add Rose Gold to the game.
What? No. The only character, like the farthest character they had at the time was Super Saiyan Blue and Golden Frieza.
Yeah,
like that was when that show was just like they were like when the game released, they were just making the original tournament power.
Are we talking about Xenoverse 1 or 2?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, like when the end of it, like when the game was like fully done and they were releasing it, they added Frieza Gold and Blue Goku.
Just now.
Yeah, and then as the shit came out.
Perspective of like this game is like just came out a couple months ago.
No, it's been out for I think a year or maybe like 8 months.
I'm thinking like it just came out like 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh no. Yeah, they were really good about adding. Like they had like Hit when like we got him in the anime and stuff like that, which was cool.
I hope.
Go on.
The Dangerous Trio. I want them to be in the game, even though like they're weak. But I thought they were.
Yeah, I think they're gonna say that for Xenoverse 3. That's my guess. Like I'm hoping at least they add all these people from the Tournament of Power in 3.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they wait till the tournament power is over, which they might not do because they gotta make games, they gotta make money. I really want them to wait to see after this tournament, then make a game. I feel like that's the best opportunity to make a game.
I mean, I'm sure
everybody that's there, all the characters you got people to choose from. Your community can talk, but when you make a game beforehand, I feel like you kind of shaft, like you don't shaft us, but you shaft us in a way like, let's make the game, but then now these characters they're gonna really want this character since he was so cool in anime. Let's put him in there as DLC. I feel like they should wait after the term is over, then have a pool to pick from. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm sorry whoever I cut off speaking, but that's how I just feel about it. I feel like they should wait, make Xenoverse 3, and see who's all in the tournament, and then make the game. That to me is a smarter choice, but I know they got to make money, so it's whatever.
Yeah. As long as Jiren is in the game, I'll be happy.
Nah, it's all about Topo, man. It's all about Topo.
Man, fuck Topo with his oversized fat hands.
Bro, hey, okay, this is about to spin up, but I just want to say this real quick. Topo took a Kamehameha to the face in Kaioken. So and he wasn't even like full ready. He said like after he like blown out, he said, "Oh, you knocked off my clothes. See what my real power is." So he gotta you never know, he could have messed up.
Yeah. And then Topo, he gave away his sauce. She was like, "Oh, you think I'm powerful? Well, I got this nigga named Jiren who's stronger than me." It's just like
he could have. Loki probably could have took on Goku if Supreme Kai wasn't on that bull. He probably, hey, you want to see some real power? I feel like Topo was really like, I feel like he was like dipping in the water. He's like, I want to see how far he can really go. I feel like Topo knew that he had a power extended from what he was doing in tournament because he knew, like, I think everybody in that room knew, like, the Dangerous Trio wasn't shit. They was like, these guys ain't gonna do much. I feel like Topo noticed that, so Topo was like, I want to see how far he can go, and then I can compare him to Jiren of our universe. So I think that's what Topo was really doing. He was trying to say, okay, if he's this powerful, we got somebody just on that level.
Yeah.
I want, and my last thing on this, because I want to get off this. I know it's not a Dragon Ball Super screen. If you know how he has this whole time thing. If they're in a void of time, can he still use that technique?
Yeah, because hit is OP.
Okay. he can do whatever he wants.
For real.
That's the only thing that worried about me about hit. Because you can go.
I just doesn't say. I just want to see if it hit full power. Obviously, they nerfed him again. Like clearly, he's nerfing him because he's like, yeah, you can't kill anyone again. And like the first tournament, he couldn't kill anyone. They even said like he had to go like be super nerfed because he couldn't kill. So like, imagine if he could kill and how strong
he was just literally just everybody except for Goku. Goku.
Yeah. Like, I personally think he's stronger than Jiren. I think he's like the strongest there. Kaba is one character though that I was hoping, which you never know, that he would get like a new form of Super Saiyan for the tournament.
What if Kaba gets a form like Gohan?
Like a potential unleash.
That'd be cool, like like a rage form or something.
Oh yeah.
Put some on like the same form of like Gohan. That'd be cool. Something different. Because people were really bagging the Universe 6. I seen all the memes like, oh, free handouts of Super Saiyan, free handouts. Like you gotta see it as like beforehand, no one knew how to turn Super Saiyan. It was a mysterious thing only of legends, myth, or softly spoken. Now that they know how to do it, after Vegeta taught Kaba, he's like, all you gotta do is this. Kaba was like, okay, well, I can pretty much teach this to everybody who's still living in our universe. Because it's just as easy. Oh, guys, just harness the engine in your bag and then bam. I mean, it's that easy. Like, that's like if you never knew how to make a pie and then someone finally gives you instructions how to make a pie. You know how to make a pie. That's how I see it.
Who's Hit, by the way?
Hit's the like alien assassin guy from Team 6? Universe 6?
Hit is the GOAT. That's all I need to know.
For real?
Oh,
I feel like
he's the tall purple guy.
In each universe top right now, we got Goku, Hit, and then Jiren, and you gotta see whoever comes up for the other universes. But right now, that's why I say that's the top. That's the prime in that universe.
Hit is what Golda was supposed to be.
Pretty much.
Were all these characters introduced in Dragon Ball Z Super? Or
yeah, they're in Super.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we started dabbling into the universes and stuff. So yeah. So you guys think he should have the potential to transform?
I mean, he does because he gets his power up by like absorbing his experience and stuff like that and powering up. Like he adapts really fast, is what they described it as.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm about to holler at y'all, man. The lady is calling. Y'all take it easy.
Peace, man. Thanks for coming.
So my thing about that is, we clearly see, if you take on this form of transformation, that's how you see, more power. So would that pretty much mean if you can't transform or exceed an internal power, like you're pretty much like you would be like weak all the time? Like even if you trained all the time, you couldn't get more powerful because you couldn't transform?
I mean, it was the transformations all, like for instance, the Super Saiyans, what we know is that it just times them by X amount of their base form. So like if you're already strong enough in your base form, you wouldn't really need it.
But like that's what I'm saying. So let's say like you and someone else equal in terms of power, but now they have unlocked like a new form that will automatically make you obsolete from that point on because now like they have a transformation.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, if you're already like that, like for instance, like when Goku had to go and transform originally into Super Saiyan, it was only so he could match Frieza's power,
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like where I see it as like, plus you have to remember like how much power this takes up. Like they do a way better job in the manga of Super describing it, where they describe like, for instance, like Goku right now, like spoiler alert, but like, Goku right now, to hold in the power of Blue is like literally breaking his body apart, and he's like dying on the inside, kind of like Kaioken. So like there's like huge drawbacks to it, kind of like Gear 4, where it's like if it lasts say 20 minutes only, once that 20 minutes are done, if the other person survives, you're now dead.
When did she come back?
Like around 9.
Anything else that you guys have to add? as a probably end the stream up.
Well, no, not really, I guess. I mean, what do you think of the Uncharted Lost Legacy?
I was never really a big Uncharted fan, so to me, I would have rather had a Last of Us 2 showing and just said fuck Uncharted. But it is what it is. So I guess I'll take it. Like, I'll probably play it. Like, I've played the other ones, but they were never like something that I really love. Like Last of Us 2, bro. Like, you guys know who like the Master Chief is on the Discord. Like my buddy, like he literally bought a PS4 like for that game to play multiplayer, pretty much. Like the multiplayer in that game was fucking fire.
I played the first Uncharted multiplayer when the demo came out. The game seemed pretty good to me.
Yeah, the multiplayer is fun as fuck, dude. I love it.
What I'm disappointed is we didn't. You guys probably don't even care about the game, but Borderlands. I was hoping.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of cool to get that.
I am the biggest Gearbox fan, and I was so disappointed, man.
Well, they did say though that it was already being made, like I think a year and a half ago, that they're already making it. And the cool thing is, they did say at the time, which we'll never, we'll see if it changed or not, but there's going to be 8 players, which is going to be crazy. Yeah, which is going to be crazy as fuck, bro. Because already it's hectic. It's super hectic.
That'd be cool. I think they learned from their mistakes from Battleborn. I won't say the game was a disappointment, but it really wasn't.
No, I was gonna say I think the only reason that game did bad, because I really loved that game, was it was released right next to Overwatch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was decent. I just think people,
people compared it to Overwatch. That's the issue. Like people thought it was going to be an Overwatch competitor, but it wasn't. It was a MOBA. You know what I mean? It wasn't an arena style game. That's where it failed.
People like now when these games come out, everybody's like, "Oh, it's just like Overwatch," or "It's just like Overwatch."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's hard because it's so big.
Yeah, it's completely different. It's more like that game was more like a Heroes of the Storm game. If you don't know what that is,
yeah, from Blizzard.
Another Blizzard game. I would have compared this to that, but it was definitely not like Overwatch. But that's what it is nowadays. Like people come out of new games and they always only want to say it's comparing to the top games. Like Titanfall 2, people was like it's not as good as Black Ops 3. They immediately compared it to that game. Like not every company makes a competition for each game. If they want to make a good game that people enjoy, you don't always have to compare it to something else. It's a new experience. Just enjoy that.
Yeah. That's true, but some games do look like hybrids of each other. Like Anthem looked like Destiny crossed with like a supposed Iron Man game, or
I will never deny some games do have similarities. Like there was a game called Paddlings. It was like that. Now that game was pretty much like I would say a ripoff of Overwatch. But
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like I John, you're right. I do get what you're saying. Some games are very similar, but I feel like too much of the time people automatically associate one game with another game.
And I think a lot of that comes from like the idea of like we talked about earlier, like a lot of people that are what you could call casuals, I guess, that are just getting into gaming because it's a mainstream thing now. That like they don't get like there are a ton of small games like Absolver, like. How many people really probably know about that game? Because the majority of people basically only play like mainstream games nowadays.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like now it's almost like a gamer is cool. Like I do not want that to be a trend. That should never be a trend. Now people want to play video games because it's cool. Everybody got to. If you ain't online, if you ain't playing 2K, you ain't cool. Like that's dumb. I don't want that to be a trend. Video games always been like a small culture of people in the community. Always play video games to enjoy it. We know the games. We know how to develop and and these new people are coming in. Like they're taking it to another level that it doesn't need to be on. Like they're like bringing it. Like they're getting it recognition, but I don't think it's very good recognition that we should be getting.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot at E3 there was a lot of, again, I'll just say casual people. Like when I was playing Star Wars, I tweeted about it and just laughing with a bunch of other people about it. I was playing as Darth Maul at one point in time, right? And obviously he's fucking broken as fuck because, that's how the game's supposed to be.
And yes, Maul is supposed to be broken.
Yeah, and there was people, because we were playing on TVs in a room near a bunch of people.
That you used?
What?
Form 2 or was it Form 3? I just started getting into it. It's like there's like different like stances.
Yeah, yeah. He is like the in the game. He was much more of the agile ones, like the original Battlefront games were.
Yeah.
Deborah.
I've seen some clips of him, and I know how he fights. Like his style. So I was trying
Deborah.
because I'm trying to make sure I myself remember because I'm really trying to get into Star Wars. But I'm sorry, I cut you off. Continue.
Oh no, yeah, but basically, like in short, like I was in a room with a bunch of other people that were press people, right? And they're not good at gaming. Let's be honest. And so they're bitching basically, like they're trying to be nice about, it, but they're basically bitching that I was hogging Darth Maul, and I kind of gave them a small like get good kind of thing. Because it's like it's kind of like okay, cool. You want to play as my character? Well, then do better than me. Like that's how the game works. Like it's not a handout. Like it's like games like Dark Souls and
like a competitive game.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Do you think you're playing?
Yeah, and so I hate when people like.
Team, but is it whoever gets there first?
Yeah.
It's still competition within like your allies. Yeah, that's what I don't like. Like I saw a meme on there.
I wasn't really caring about the control because I figured it was out of the two things to survive. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I just felt like people nowadays like they want the handouts for games. Like that's why I say with this fighters, bro, when this shit comes out, there's gonna be a ton of people bitching because it's gonna be so much harder and much more in depth that like you will see a big skill gap between the people that are like good fighting game players and the people that are just playing it because it's a Dragon Ball Z game. Which I like, though. I personally like, because that's why I didn't like the universe as much as it was very, very fun. But if I would go online, let's say with someone like Dan, right, and for people that played the game, like you get guard broken, which is basically you get knocked down. You literally can't do anything, so you sit there, you get ulted by someone, and then you die. Even if you were winning the majority of the match, as soon as you get guard broken, like and you die, you're just dead. Like that's stupid.
Yeah, like I got Injustice too, not because of a fighting game. I just like DC.
Right.
Yeah.
And well, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just.
That's like a good reason to get in a game. Like you like DC. You played the game before, and that's something you enjoy. People now are like getting into try to be competitive and be the top, and then they call other people trash. No, it's like, dude, even though you think you're good, you're still a casual. You don't get the game. You don't get the mechanics. Like you're just jumping into the game because there's a following now. Like it seems like things only pick up nowadays because of a trend. Like fidget spinners have been out. And then, like I'm serious. How like literally like it gets a trend now. Everybody had them. Like that's all it is. Like that's all things are in this day and age. It's just a trend. Like something has to get popular. Like the Starbucks that unicorn drink.
Oh, the pink one, yeah.
Oh, if Starbucks watching this, I don't give a fuck. But that drink was fucking trash. It was.
Well, those fidget spinners.
It was nasty, but people just bought it to be cool. It was a trend. Like that's all things are. That's all things are now.
But yeah, so I'm personally I'm personally interested to see how like this, because this year has a ton of really cool games. Now, personally, I think next year's E3 is going to be crazy good because Sony was clearly holding back on what they had. Like a bunch of their games, like besides Days Gone, like there really wasn't any exclusive games, and they usually have like 4 or 5 solid like IPs. And so I think next year is just going to be crazy good.
Yeah.
I'd say this year E3 was definitely probably me personally. It was an 8 out of 10. Definitely.
I'll give it like a 6.5. That Batman non-reveal, this new Rocksteady game just really put a blow to me. Plus, they didn't even give us Last of Us.
Yes, so. Yeah, that's what really like disappointed me. Which I mean, I guess it makes sense because why would you want to show? It'd be like if they had Xenoverse 3 and they showed it next to fighters. Like, why would you want to do that to like your game?
You pretty much downgrade
you force people to buy one or the other. But no, like,
but damn, I am a big Xenoverse fan. Just like.
I'm
I think they also do that at these premieres. Like they want to make sure each game get their own respective space. You don't want to show a Call of Duty like, well, we already know Call of Duty World War II, but you don't want to show Call of Duty World War II and now this new uppercut shooter game. People clearly don't give a fuck about the new shooter game. They don't care about World War II.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's how that's true. So I think for me personally, that's why I said, hey, like I don't know what they're holding back. And I also think it's very generous if that's what they're doing, but that's what I see as them doing, is they're trying to give these games like their own brand of recognition. They're not trying to have this game overshadow this game. So like, you just watched this game, let's call it The Void. But now all of a sudden the next game that's come up, it's let's say it's like what's Mario Odyssey. There was a Nintendo game, and you see this game called The Void. Now Mario Odyssey come out. You pretty much forget about what the heck the Void game was because Mario.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm pumped. Just this year of gaming is gonna be fucking crazy fun. I think there's gonna be a ton of good games like Naruto, Fighter Z, Star Wars Battlefront, and shit like that. So I don't know, Steepo. I know you're dead, but you have anything else to say? No, Steepo's dead. But
no, not
I saw a funny meme.
not really.
I saw a funny meme of the Star Wars. I saw the trailer for the Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I watched the whole trailer, and I thought that scene was really cool with the clone. They're like, yeah, everything's all clear, and then Maul throws the saber. I'm like, not clear, not clear. And I read the conversation. Somebody said Maul said get Qui-Gon on the phone. I thought that was pretty hilarious.
bro, all I'm gonna say is I hope for DLC characters that we get the legit. You know, if you guys ever saw the joke meme for the Last Jedi of Jar Jar Binks.
He doesn't have a blaster or a saber. He just talks, and that does max.
Yeah, I would die, bro, if they add Jar Jar Binks in the game. Like, I would pay like $10 just to get him in the game because that'd be.
Or single DLC character is Jar Jar Binks. Take my $100, man. I'll give you
for
that.
real. I'd buy the DLC pass for that shit. But nah, so that's what I would love to see in the game, just because of how troll that shit would be.
I'm hoping to see some old Star Wars characters. Knights of the Old Republic, like Nihilus, Darth Nihilus, Darth Revan.
They did.
I definitely want to see those two.
Yeah, they did. Nice. They did pretty well in like giving us smaller like time like heroes in the last game. Like there were some small ones that even I didn't really like know or expect to see in the game. So I'm excited to see some more of that.
So I know they said this game Battlefield 2 will take part of like all the eras. So like well at certain maps
have like select heroes.
Like eventually the clones did Order 66.
All right.
They killed a lot of Jedis. So like on certain maps that takes place after Order 66, will the enemies be like the clones then but who would like the heroes be?
I asked about that with one of the devs and he was kind of like hush hush about it. But so my two things are either one of two things are gonna happen, which is either one is like you said, they're gonna have it where like you can only play like Anakin on a certain map and you can't play him like prior to that era or whatever or past that.
He became Darth Vader. That's what I'm saying. Like I want to see like how in depth they go to true to the story. Like Battlefront 1, I don't think it was like that.
That one wasn't like it. But the original Battlefronts were where you couldn't play past like certain areas. Now the thing though that I saw, which is why I was gonna say it might be the other way, which is that you can now have the new card system that got updated, which is you could pick characters and heroes and put them
points. Yeah, I saw that.
You could put like a preset. So like say if you chose, because you could choose up to 2 heroes on your card system. So you might be able to go into like let's say like the Hoth, right, the snow planet, and you might be able to pick like I don't know, fucking Anakin before he became Darth Maul or Darth Vader. And then
Obi-Wan, like
yes, so you could pick like whatever you want. It sounds like that's how they're gonna go. Is they're gonna make it a lot more open. So on the chance that like say if you want to play as Anakin and you want to go against like evil Anakin and you want to go against maybe like Kylo Ren or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Which will be kind of cool because it added more playability I think to the game.
I'm hoping that they give the bounty hunters also some more light. I definitely want to see. I really want to see Bosk. That was one of my Ayla Secura. I think that's how you say it. No, that's the Jedi. It was her name's Zam. Zam, I want to see her. There's another bounty hunter. I can't think of his name. Dengar. I want to see Dengar too. I definitely want to see some more bounty hunters in this movie.
Yeah, I'm pumped just to see like how in depth they go with this game. Because the one thing that I don't know if I remember saying it or not, but they are doing free DLC for everything, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's kind
of before, but then it wasn't really free.
No, they never said that before. But this one they're doing because they already said that like the issue with the first game like was they never had a good community of like people that played the newer maps, and so like if you were like trying to play the new like say maps,
probably like a couple thousand people, not like
if that it'd be hard to find a match. So they're like, okay, like that's dumb. So like they swapped it out and they're gonna make it so like you can have a lot more people to play with. So there's no like paid border.
For me, which I mean, you guys might say shut the fuck up, but personally, what I hope devs do, they give. Well, maybe not all dev companies will do this, but I want them to start pushing free DLC, but you can pay $10 for these loot crates to get maybe some extra skins, some XP or stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Overwatch,
It'd be cool just to even buy like maybe like let's say if you want to dress up as like a different like Ray, you know, like it's like the Tatooine Ray or whatever.
You might get it through a loot box. That also brings a gambling aspect and like a luck chance thing. Like, oh yeah, I got this skin you can get on if you get this. You know what I'm saying? Like that brings another aesthetic, you know, another peak to a game. That like if that was the case, you know, I'll put money into something like that, but I'm not gonna pay you $20 every time a new map comes out. Like that's just perfect. But if you did something like that, yes, I'll be more willing to put money into loot crates if it was more of a aesthetic, not like you get like only stuff you can get in loot crate, but more of like, well, I can see that too. You only get this stuff in the loot crate, but you can also earn these loot crates through a free to play method. But also like, you know, if you can get this special weapon or this special skin or the special outfit, like you said for Ray, if you get lucky in a loot crate, you know, and then if the DLC free, you know, that makes, you know, people more. For me personally, that makes me more willing to pay money for a game. If I'm getting free DLC, I see it as if I'm a free to play.
You're saving money, yeah.
Yeah, like I see it as if I'm free to pay. If I feel like this is another thing I want to say, but this is to go for more of the mobile genre, which you guys might not understand. People, if you're free to play for a game, it's almost like voting. If you're free to play, you have no say. You should not be. It's like if you don't vote, you have nothing to say. If you're not paying, you know, if you're not supporting a game development company, you shouldn't have a say in what the game does. That's me personally, because I feel like when you're free to play, you know, you're like, oh, I did all this free to play, but in the same time, it's like, did you support that company? Did you help them out in any way? So I feel like if you're free to play, you definitely shouldn't have an outspoken opinion on something that happens within the game because you're not helping the developer. Yeah, that's like on a mobile aspect that you guys probably won't understand, but that's just me personally. Like, I feel like if you enjoy a game, you should definitely support that company. Like I used to always read my manga offline. You know, I never really paid for it, and I used to call myself a true fan. And then now I started really like, you know, I'm not that big of a real fan if I'm not paying for that merchandise. If I'm not supporting Oda by buying his books, then how can I say I'm a real fan of Oda? How can I say I'm really supporting Oda? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to, you know, buy things of that merchandise. You have to buy the merchandise. You know, that's how you show real support. You know, like I appreciate this much and I'll buy this merchandise.
Yeah, I feel you, man. But yeah, like I want to see much more. Like one thing I really like about Microsoft that they do versus Sony is they do help quite a bit in pushing games like Sea of Thieves that was a small indie company of like 4 people, and then they grew to like 500 or whatever the fuck they have now. Like they're a lot bigger, and so like I think things like that is what Sony I would like to see them do more to help like support themselves and support other people in the like company.
I always said that, you know, PlayStation 4 did have Xbox beat in a lot of areas, but one thing I'll say they never beat a man that's always supporting new development companies. I will always say Microsoft definitely had the edge of supporting indie gamers.
Yeah, for sure. And I like I said, that's something it would be sick to see. Like I know Microsoft pushes like the early access shit, and that's something that I would like to see more on Sony. Now, I guess before we end the stream, Chatty, how about that Naruto game? How do you feel about it?
That game looks terrible, man.
Anything that you want to talk about, Chatty, before we end it? E3?
Oh, no, I just really saw the invite right now. So.
Brooks asked about Metro.
I mean, I'm not really a Metro or a Nintendo fan, so.
No, Metro, not Metroid. Metro.
Oh, Metro Last Light, like style game. The Metro, I forgot what the hell it's called now. But yeah, no, that actually looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Like if I want to play video games and not be competitive, Nintendo is the only thing I'd want.
Oh, Chatty, no, PS4, you know it.
Yeah, well, PS4 is competitive. Like any games that I'd want to play on PS4, I want to be competitive with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, they need a new Mario Party. I would consider buying
Mario Kart.
If they had a legit game, a Mario Party where I could play both offline and online, I would probably go and get one.
Game that I don't mind losing in.
Mario Party was a. Wait, what?
He's like, I don't mind losing. Chatty, you'd be that guy that would fucking like break the fucking controller. But God damn it, fucking.
It's fun watching people lose.
If like. That'd be the game that Chatty would like lose his shit with playing with Dan on or something like that.
Counter Strike and Dota, I'll fucking break some shit.
I'm sure you do. I fucking break shit on mobile games all the time. But yeah,
mobile, and now since I got this new computer, that's all I've been playing. Nothing much else now, but I might try to invest in the PlayStation because a lot of you guys do play that, and I kind of want to start.
PS4 best race. That's all I can say.
I mean, PC master race, man. PC master race now.
No, dude, you don't understand. Have fun playing Fighter Z on PC.
Well, my keyboard, man, I gotta hit WSD to move around.
That's the thing. If you look at almost any, if not all, competitive fighting games are all on PS4.
I've noticed that trend. Like, definitely, PlayStation 4 dominates the competitive scene.
Yeah, controller.
Yeah, like, I don't even know how you would play a competitive fighting
on keyboard. Yeah, I mean, like almost everyone plays on a gamepad, like a legit game. Like,
yeah. You're right. I was like, I don't even know how you can play it on your keyboard. Like that must be so dumb because you probably have to hit multiple keys at the same time. Your combos wouldn't work really. Oh, that's kind of gross now that I think about it.
Playing a fighting game on a keyboard?
Yeah, a fighting game on a keyboard. Like you gotta use like.
It's no fun. It's no fun. It's like playing Rocket League on a keyboard.
Rocket League's different than a fighting game.
You have to play Rocket League on a keyboard and mouse for a year and a half before you do that. You could be very good at Rocket League in one day with a controller, but with a keyboard and mouse, shit.
Rest in peace.
Unless you played it forever.
Oh
god. But yeah, so I guess I have nothing else. I don't know if you guys have any last minute things you want to discuss or anything.
Smoke's holding the L.
For real.
Marco is trash.
I know he is, Chetty. I know.
The judge is looking like a straight bitch. No words was exchanged. Sandy told his ass get in that castle. What his ass do?
I would have Judge on my team before Marco.
Damn.
Hey, but I do like the Smoothie and Rage matchup. Although this is not a one discussion, I do like that Smoothie because I saw damn she like wringing out her arm. I was like, okay.
She did something.
She poisoned it, man.
So far, she squeezed herself and juiced the poison out, but that's about it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's like almost like a perfect opponent. Someone who can cause like a status damage, and someone who can just get rid of that by wringing out their arm. That's almost like an even fight, if you be honest.
Well, it's pretty much like a,
Wait, let me show you something.
It would be a stalemate.
Oh, I got a question real quick. So let's say Akainu hit like Smoothie with some magma. Could she just wring her arm out and get the magma?
Probably. I would be surprised. For how like One Piece works, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, for like an element user, then like she has a.
I think she might be able to juice that, like, but if it touched her first, I don't know.
I mean, her arm's probably fucking melted, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like for like almost like an element capability, like for like a status effect, like she has a pretty broken ability. But like other than that, no. Who's that? Who's the little chef guy that he can like cut whatever? Broken. I don't care what other ability exists in One Piece. If I had the ability to cut something and make it into whatever I want it, dude, that to me personally, hands down, is like one of the best abilities to ever have.
I mean, you fucking live off food on for like ever. You won't have to worry about dying.
Literally, you would never have to go to the store again. So, like, can he only make like meat, or can he also make juices?
I think you can only make. Well, I don't know. Like we haven't seen shit from him, but it kind of looks like you can only make food.
But I was thinking, I was like, so like he like. I think his devil fruit really only works when he has a sharp object. I think that's how it works. I don't think he can just touch something. It's still a log, and then when he cut it, then it turns into meat. I feel like he has to cut something.
From what I understand it, like as if he's holding, like in manga, he's holding a log. When he cut the log, the piece that
fell off,
that separated from the log, that's what turned into meat. The other part was still a log.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like he has to cut it.
Or probably like I wouldn't be surprised seeing him pick up a rock and cracking it against another rock and it's an egg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the knife was just an extension. Like I don't think it was like his main thing that he had to have.
But I'm saying like if he could, well, you might be right. I want to understand why you want to turn it.
I'm sure we'll see more in the next chapter or two.
Yeah, you might be right because I don't see why you just take a entire log and turn to a hand. Like you might want to cut off little pieces. Yeah, you guys might be right.
I can see him picking up like a bunch of leaves or something and like whipping them through, like bread or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Let's do shit like that.
Okay, yeah, that might work better than I was thinking. I looked at it from a small perspective, but yeah, that is a little broader of his ability. I wonder. I always say this, but I wonder what his ability would be like. What awakened? I always like thinking of like people
Food
getting
everywhere.
I would kind of assume his is awakened. Like I feel like the island was made by him.
Probably.
Yeah, I definitely agree that the island's awakened by him, made by him. And wait, not you might be right. He probably can just turn an entire island to like. Maybe that's probably how Big Mom has all this like a jam island, all that. Like
I'm pretty sure that's the concept. Like when she's all, let's make a whole,
So then he's pretty much like the
empire, basically. It was like a whole island system of food.
Then he's literally broken. Like he's literally a staple. Like if you had him on your crew, like you'd be set. Literally. Literally, if Luffy had him on the ship, Luffy would have never ate poison. Literally, he's like, "Oh, you hungry, bro? I got you. Cut off a little piece of wood off the ship. There you go, ham."
Sanji getting his fruit would be kind of cool, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. Like,
that would be one of the things that would make him. It would be very helpful to Sanji without.
Definitely be a bonus. Definitely be a bonus. Because like, I don't want Sanji to get devil fruit. Like, he wants all these invisible devil fruits to turn him into something else. But like a devil fruit,
that would be cool. That would be a cool one. But that food one would be like unreal for him. He'd be able to do anything he wanted in his thing that he says he wants to be the best at. Yeah. But the invisible one would be cool because if he's actually supposed to fight Kizaru towards the end of the story, that'd probably be the only way I'd see him having a chance.
Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream. We'll save that for tomorrow.
Alright.
Even though we got no chapter tomorrow. Yeah. We'll do a side stream, I'm sure.
Is there a chapter this week?
Nah. There's Hunter x Hunter though.
Nah, I'm alright.
Yeah.
For now, and then give it 10 more weeks, it's gone. But yeah, so FCBO.
He takes fucking like 9-month breaks or what?
What? Yeah, he takes like year breaks, Treddy.
What a weirdo.
Nah, I don't know. But yeah, so thanks for everyone that
make me money. I don't want to do it.
but thanks for everyone that joined Chatty, even though you're here for like 2 minutes. John Donuts, Malik, and Durson. I think that was everyone. I can't remember. But thanks for coming through, and we'll be playing games soon. Like I said, Xenoverse, I know Durson's going to be hyped for it. Me and Dan will be playing it. I know Chatty's going to buy PS4 when that comes out for the new DLC. Right, Chatty? But yeah, so thanks for coming through, and I guess we'll see you guys probably tomorrow for a side stream for One Piece.
Alright.
He's gonna do it.
Is Sibo dead, or is he good? I don't know.
I'm here.
You ready for your outro, Sibo?
Wait, is he only here for the outro? He said throughout the whole stream. Oh,
He stopped everything he was doing. He said, "I gotta go. I gotta do the outro." Pretty much.
But yeah, so see if you're ready.
Outer Haven.
Disperse. That's not supposed to be done, Nikki.
What was that, bro?
That's so enthusiastic, wasn't it? I've had Moras left to go take care of the child. He had to go read One Piece to the kid. So peace, guys.
Well, his wife is bonbons.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Chase said.